What up?
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to the Real Podcast. I am Terry,
I'm LaCrista.
and we are back, you all. Hey, every week the podcast will be sponsored by some type of business. This week we don't have a sponsor, so in the
Sponsor us.
sponsor us in the you see Blue Tiger HBCU. You
Ew,
see it
you-
back there. But no. So if you do want to advertise, hit our email at Wilson's for real at Gmail, and we'll get you set up with the advertisement package.
Package.
A whole lot has happened
Yep.
since our last episode. Our last episode, we actually was talking about what if Deion Sanders left.
And he did.
And he actually did. So, it's been all over social media. Everybody's been talking about it. People been arguing about it. People been losing friendships over it. It's been it's been really wild. But we want to discuss it a little bit to kind of put it to bed.
I don't think it's gonna be put to bed for a while because he ain't even coached there yet. He just left.
And he hit the ground running too.
He did.
So Deion Sanders has, if for you all that have been asleep under a rock, has announced that he has taken a job with Colorado.
He like peace.
And he's leaving Jackson State. He said he will finish the season because they have one game left to play.
I was getting ready to say what season? It's still games left.
Yeah, they got the Celebration Bowl. So last week they won the SWAC championship. And that was the day.
What does SWAC mean?
SWAC is the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
And what schools are in that conference?
So let me see if I can.
Stools.
Let me see if I can get them all. Okay.
Well, just give us an estimate. Like,
no, I'm testing my skills, babe. Okay. Matter of fact, you can pull up your phone and look up SWAC conference teams. I'm gonna see if my HBCU sports knowledge is up to par. So I know there is Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
I know there is Southern University. I know there's Alabama State. I know there is Grambling. I know that there's Arkansas Pine Bluff. I know that there's Mississippi Valley.
Mississippi Valley.
I know that there is FAMU. And I believe Bethune-Cookman joined the SWAC as well. I could be wrong, but
so on the list, it's Grambling, Prairie View.
I forgot Prairie View.
Bethune-Cookman, Southern, Alabama A&M, Alcorn, Arkansas. I didn't even know Alcorn. I'm gonna be quiet.
You got to say Alcorn.
Arkansas Pine Bluff, Florida A&M, Jackson State, Texas Southern, Alabama State, and Mississippi Valley.
So I missed 3
or 4.
I missed Prairie View. I missed Alcorn. I missed Prairie View, Alcorn, and what's the one you just said? The last one you just said.
I don't know because I.
What list was you reading off of?
I lost the list.
God. Okay. So
Mississippi, you said Mississippi, Alabama State.
I said Alabama State earlier.
You said Mississippi Valley, Texas Southern, Jackson State. You said everybody but Alcorn,
Prairie View,
Alcorn,
and Texas Southern.
Prairie View and Texas Southern.
So 3. I missed 3 out of how many?
I don't know.
You looking at the list?
12.
So 3 out of the 12. That gives me.
That was all right. That was okay.
I passed.
Yeah, you did. I can't even say barely.
That's like a B.
Yes, it's
3 out of 12.
You would have a 9 out of 12.
Huh?
9 out of 12.
Yeah.
Somebody was grading.
Yeah. So I missed 3. Yeah. Right. 9 out of 12. So 9 out of 12 is what? A C.
75.
It's a high C though.
It's a 75.
That's a mid
average.
So you calling me average? I'm gonna see if I could test your knowledge.
A spade.
So this week was my week to be tested. I'm gonna come up with something for LaCrista that she should know to be tested on. But back to Deion Sanders though, man. You know, it's been a lot of feedback. A lot of people saying, "Oh, I'm upset he left." Some people saying he had to do what he had to do. You know, some people was like, "I ain't mad he left, but you know, he had to do what was best for him."
But most people said.
But you know what? I can't think of the young lady on YouTube. She did a video. She go to the school. She's a student there.
Oh, okay.
And so what she did was she gave her opinion, but she went on campus. Mm-hmm. She went around campus to get feedback from everybody.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah. And so really, to be honest, it was really interesting to hear the feedback from the students. A lot of students was like, you know, yeah, he did everything he had to do for the football team, but he didn't really like affect the academics. So like it don't really mean, you know, they was basically saying it didn't mean
what? How you gonna affect the academics?
No, that's what they were saying. They were saying, okay. They were saying they don't have an opinion about it because they was there for the school. Like
I was like, some of them was a coach.
No, they wasn't criticizing him for affecting the academics. They was basically saying he was here for football. He did what he had to do for football. He didn't have an effect on academics, so it didn't have nothing to do with me. That's what I'm trying to say. People were saying.
Gotcha.
So that's why I said it was real interesting to hear. And some people were sad. Some people was like, he had the campus lit. Mm-hmm. Some people saying,
I know he did.
But some people were saying they came to Jackson State for the culture of Jackson State. And the culture of Jackson State was lit way before Deion got there, and it's going to be lit when Deion is gone.
Gotcha.
And then I think one kid said, I can't wait to see how we do next year so we can show that we don't need Deion to be successful.
Right. And that's what they need. But the people that feel like he should have stayed. Okay. I definitely understand why you feel like he should stay, because he came in and changed a lot for the better, and they wanted him to finish what he started. But I feel like he won the championships, and he got people watching the school, got different recruiters, NFL recruiters, right? Is that what they call?
Babe, I'm letting you go. I ain't going to interrupt what you're saying.
The people from the NFL looking at the school.
The scouts.
See, I knew that's what I was talking about. But
scout, recruit, tomato, you was doing good, babe. You was flowing. That's why I didn't stop you.
Coming to the school, looking at the students. I think they still gonna do good, but I just think people shouldn't be upset with him like that. It's his money. It don't matter how much he got. If he getting more somewhere else, then he gonna go somewhere else. That's just like the average American. If you get a job that pay you $20,000 more, you out. I don't care who you are.
And you know, I think a lot of people are kind of like over. Well, not even so a lot, but people are kind of over the fact that he's leaving. Now people are just kind of upset at, like, you know, he ain't really rubbing it in their face, but they seeing him all the time now.
But he prime time, no. Remember that.
He killing social media, I will tell you, because he been on campus at Colorado. I've been following his social media channel on Instagram. And so he been going to, like, he's been going to different restaurants and stuff, like giving his opinion on the restaurant. He went to this one restaurant, and it was a breakfast spot. And so he had brought the manager outside of the restaurant when he was done. And he said, man, I appreciate y'all. I want to give my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. And so he talked about the hospitality, the service. He said he ordered a steak and something else. He said, now my son ordered some chicken, and y'all need a little bit more seasoning. Hey, but he was real honest.
Well, know where you are.
And another reoccurring thing, he hasn't found grits in Boulder, Colorado yet.
But he's in Colorado. He ain't in the South.
Hey, so for y'all out there in Colorado, y'all might want to get some grits. Mm-hmm. But he affecting the school already, man. He got recruits changing their mind. They had one recruit that was supposed to be going to Notre Dame, and he committed to Colorado today.
So do some recruits only go to, what do they call? What kind of schools?
PWI,
Mm-mm.
D1,
Is it?
Division One.
Yeah. Like do
I mean, you
some
got to be good to go to these schools. You ain't just
right.
like saying I'm going to these schools. Like the recruit that said they was going to Notre Dame was a top recruit.
Right. I
Yeah.
guess that's what I mean. So the top recruits only go to certain schools, but he had people going to Jackson State too.
Well,
That
that
was
was that
top
was the
recruits.
historic thing that he was
Yeah.
doing. Like he was getting people to come to a HBCU that wouldn't normally come. They would go to a bigger school because a bigger stage, better facilities, an easier path to the NFL. I ain't gonna say easy because it ain't no easy path to the NFL, but you know, more exposure to get into the NFL and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, man, this whole thing has been exciting to watch, but draining to see people on social media go back and forth and be upset about. I don't think like I
Well,
think
I think a lot of people are upset because, but just like his son, though, people need to understand his son can't transfer with him. Shiloh,
he actually could if he graduated. If he graduated from Jackson State, he could transfer. He'll be a grad transfer.
he ain't been there enough years. How many years you get? 5 years to play.
Yeah. Mm. He only played. Well, he had an injury year last year, so that didn't count.
Okay.
Um. So I mean, he got years to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in my opinion, hey, this is my opinion. I don't think Shallow is like good enough to play in Colorado.
Oh.
Like Shallow is like, in my opinion, I seen him play. Shallow is a decent player. He's good for the SWAC,
Mm-hmm.
but he probably wouldn't play if he went to Colorado. It's like a different level of
So
football.
Shador is more of the, because he's going to play, right?
Well, yeah, he's gonna play because his daddy said that he's his quarterback. But in my opinion, Shador's gonna get tested in a bigger conference with better competition.
Gotcha.
So he's gonna get tested. I'm not saying he's gonna do
What you
bad.
mean by testing?
He's gonna get tested because um it's a higher level of competition.
Mm,
Like he dominated in the SWAC. So you got better players in the conference that they playing in now.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Because
so
most
that's what I mean when I say he's gonna get tested. Like his skill is gonna be tested even more than it was in the SWAC. And I'm not saying he wasn't tested in the SWAC because he had some weeks where he was tested, but he's gonna be tested every week on the level that they plan on now.
and I think that, I mean, Colorado knew why they picked Dion. They wanted all that exposure. They want people to come to their school because it must have sucked before.
Well, here's the thing. Colorado used to be a good school for
Oh.
football. And in the
How many
past,
years ago was it?
can I get to my point?
My
See,
bad.
y'all see how she
I'm
do
just
me?
asking. Because I'm trying to understand.
Well, I'm trying to get to it.
Okay.
So Colorado had a tradition of they have some national championships, they have some conference championships. They've had some people go to the NFL to do very well. I think they even had a Heisman Trophy winner. That's like the best player in college football. And so, but they've been in the dumps like for the last 10 years. So they needed something to revive their program. They needed something drastic to happen. They've been trying, but I think this right here brought a level of excitement that they haven't seen on a campus in a long time.
So what's the top school that most people who are the top recruits go to?
It's hard to say because it's so many to choose from. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
what's
Like
the top 5?
I would say Alabama. I would say LSU. I would say Miami, Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, a lot of kids like going to Oregon because you know that's the headquarters of Nike, and they sponsored by Nike, and they be having like 1,000 uniforms. So kids go to certain schools for certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say the top school, but the schools that's been winning lately,
Mm-hmm.
it's been Alabama, LSU, uh, Auburn. Well, Auburn been sucking for a while.
Mm.
You know, schools like that. So
So in So talking about coaching, when you
Yes.
go to a school, a college, and they select you, is your job guaranteed?
No.
So they could fire you at any time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They just fired Colorado just fired their last coach. He was in the middle of his contract. He was black too.
Wow.
He was a black guy.
So that's another thing to take into consideration. Like, okay, he left because you don't know when you're gonna get fired at any time. He probably wasn't gonna get fired because he was doing so much for the school,
He definitely gonna get fired.
donating a partial of his salary, getting the whole locker room redone. Was that part of his donation from his salary of getting the locker room redone?
Yeah, and then he got the field built, but he got the field built by reaching out to Walmart, and Walmart built the field,
Mm.
the practice field. The practice field looked better than the game field.
Oh wow.
No, but he leveraged his network and his resources, and he used his influence to get a lot for that program. And see, in Colorado, he ain't gonna really have to do all that. Like they just ready to go.
And another thing, so Jackson State season, this is their last game, but Colorado already done.
Yeah, Colorado sucked. They ain't make it to
Oh,
no bowl game.
okay, okay. Because I was like, I didn't get
When
it.
you play this late, that mean you made it to a bowl game.
Okay,
They won one game. So
okay.
and then he was really honest with the team too, because he met with the team and
Mm-hmm.
he told them, he said, "Hey, some of y'all might want to jump in the portal. The portal meaning transfer and go
It
to
has it
another
always
school."
been called the portal.
No, it's
Like
just
I feel like this is a whole Marvel type of.
ain't no marvel,
I
but
know
it just started because
hopping in the portal.
the rules kind of changed with the. I'll break down the rules real fast so we can move on from this in a little bit. But the rules in college football has always been if you wanted to transfer, you could transfer, but you would have to sit out a year in order to be eligible to play.
Oh, that ain't fair.
So exactly. So the portal gives you an opportunity to transfer one time without having to sit out.
Mm.
And so it kind of levels the playing field and it makes it fair for a kid. Because you may have a kid that got recruited to go to this school and his coach left. You know what I'm saying? The coach that recruited him and brought him there left. And so he might want to test the waters and go somewhere
Mhm.
else. This gives him an opportunity to not get penalized just because his coach left. This gives him an opportunity to go to another school and not have to sit out. And so the portal was created, the transfer portal. Yeah.
Y'all know that portal sound real. It sound like a movie.
She said it sounded like a
I'm
movie.
walking through the portal. Like seriously, it sounds like something that's happening in a movie. It's time for you to get through the portal. Like you gonna blink or go like this, and you gonna be somewhere else.
How you gonna go?
That's
Crazy.
I Dream of Genie. Anyway,
So to just to bring somewhat of a close to it, Dion is gone. I hope he does well. He wrote a blueprint for marketing for HBCUs, and I hope and pray that Jackson State and the rest of the SWAC took notice and implemented a lot of those things they learned from Deion Sanders being there. But I hope that they do well without Deion Sanders being there, because I believe he did empower them and gave them confidence to know that they can make these things happen. So
he did. I hope they find another really good coach that helps them to succeed. Now, I know you said this the last thing.
and shout out to Deion Sanders. I'm getting me a CU hat too and a shirt. And I might go to a game too.
What's they colors?
Black and gold, baby.
Of course.
Black and old gold, baby.
Anyway, did he take every coach with him? Or did he leave some?
He didn't take every
I mean,
coach.
how does that work? I
He
said
didn't
leave
take
some like
he
that
didn't
ain't
take
fair.
every coach with him. He's recommending his assistant coach that he had there. He's recommending them to Jackson State that they make him the head coach. And
Mhm.
the good thing about that assistant coach, He played at Jackson State.
Oh, that's good. So he
So
already know.
he got history with the school. You know, he's definitely connected to the school, and he's somebody that they can count on to be there for a while. And the fact that he connected to Deion Sanders, you know, anytime he got questions or need
Mm-hmm.
something, I'm sure Deion Sanders will be willing to step up to the plate and help him remain successful. But now that we're speaking about coaches, Deion Sanders is not only recruiting players to come to Colorado, he's recruiting coaches. He has not only recruited one head coach, but two head coaches from two different schools to come there to be an assistant coach.
Oh
The
wow.
head coach from Kent State and the head coach from Mississippi Valley
Mm.
is going there. And he's taking some of his assistants and his aides and stuff like that. They're going to come with him. He got some coaches, babe, that's been coaching with him since he's been coaching Little League
Oh wow.
football. And so he said it in one of his videos. He was like, people sitting up here mad at me, all that. But he said, these people that I'm taking with me, that are going with me on this journey, in about 2 to 3 years, they're gonna be millionaires because
Right.
of the salaries that they make being an assistant. An assistant coach at Colorado makes more than what a
He was.
head coach make in the SWAC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The low tier coaches are making $200,000-$300,000
Mm.
just to be on the staff. And so he changing people's life. He putting them on a higher level so they'll be able to possibly get a bigger job because they're there, you know, somewhere else. So, I mean, it's a lot that goes into what just transpired. And like I said, I'm excited to see it happen. I'm here for it. Shout out to Deion Sanders. Shout out to Jackson State. You know, it is what it is, babe. You gonna go to a Colorado game with me?
I guess. I don't know them. Me and football don't really get along because I can't see nobody. Can't see them. You got to remember numbers. Mm-mm. I'd rather watch basketball. Baseball is too slow for me. It's cool though.
I
I'm
like
like
all sports.
I'm okay with the wave and all for baseball. Basketball is very intense. Football is too, but you got to really get into it. I'm sure when you go to the game, I have been to a game. Let me not act like I haven't been to an NFL game, but yeah,
But you know, it's crazy that you used to be a cheerleader in high school
yeah.
and you don't like football.
I
Did
mean,
you like going to the games when you was
I was
cheering?
cheering for the game. I knew who was playing. Number 30, such and such.
So
Hit the
you
man with the ball. Hit the man with the ball.
so, man, you are funny.
That's
So
what we
yo,
let me know what was going on so we could start to cheer.
so if you was to say, if I was to ask, like, if somebody was to ask you, like, what's your favorite sport? What would you say?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball would be your favorite sport.
Yep.
Hmm, that's interesting. Well, speaking of sports and basketball, we have some news that happened in the United States. Um, basketball star, American basketball star, Brittany Griner. Am I saying her name right?
I think so.
Brittany Griner um, she was detained in Russia.
Correct.
When was this about? Was it
10
earlier
months
this?
ago.
So 10 months ago, she was detained in Russia. She was traveling over there to play a game, right? She's
Yeah,
traveling to play a game. She was traveling to play a game, right?
yep. I don't you know what? I don't know. I assume she was traveling to play a game.
So she was traveling to play a game, and she was caught with a vape pen or something.
Yep.
So she had a vape pen. But
I don't
y'all,
know if she had a vape pen with CBD or a vape pen with marijuana.
whatever she had was forbidden in Russia, right?
Correct.
So she was detained because she had something illegal that wasn't allowed in Russia.
So it was considered smuggling.
Oh, so it was like she was smuggling.
Okay, this what
I
it's.
wonder how much oil she had in the
She was
doggone pen.
detained at the international airport after Federal Customs Service found she was carrying a vaporizer cartridge containing less than a gram of hash oil. So it was oil. In Arizona, she had been prescribed medical cannabis, which is illegal in Russia.
Oh, and so
So
she
she was
traveled with that.
prescribed, and
So
she
she
was
was traveling with her. She was traveling with her prescription,
correct.
and Russia said, "Nah, dog."
And they was trying to hold somebody anyway because,
So Russia was trying to hold somebody because they needed some collateral, so they can get back who they wanted to get back,
and
who
that's what I'm
the
thinking.
United States had, and she
Correct.
was an easy target.
And I think so. So for all the people that was saying, but she broke the law. She broke the law in Russia, not in the United States. Let's think about that first. So when you abide by the law, you're gonna abide by the law based off of where you live. You're not gonna think that a vape pen is that you were prescribed by a doctor. See, I didn't even know that because you can go buy the vape pens with the CBD at any little store,
Right, the little smoke shops.
the little smoke shop. So I'm like, okay, she had that and you can buy that. I'm sure she never thought in life, and she could have been traveling with it forever with a prescription from a doctor that she was gonna get detained in Russia. She couldn't have possibly thought that.
So they held her for 10 months,
10 months.
and as of last week, she was released because the United States negotiated swapping a Russian spy. Was it a Russian spy that was over here in the United States, or was it a
It was a
terrorist or
Russian
something?
arms dealer, Victor Bout. Now let's rewind. She was sentenced to 9 years. I have heard several people say life.
Russia gave her 9 years for a vape pen.
9 years
Damn,
for a vape pen.
9 years for a vape pen.
Correct. A lot of people are upset that she was able to come back home because they wanted the United States to swap her with somebody else that was there. That's what the whole, I guess, argument is about, when everybody should be like, that punishment didn't fit the crime. Not something when you prescribe something. So I don't know what's illegal in Russia. Somebody could be prescribed Xanax or anything else. Is it legal in Russia? I don't know why she was in Russia. I still don't know. I assume she was playing a basketball game too.
Yeah, I think she may have been playing a game. I'm not sure, but I do know it was really hostile on social media when she was released and who she was released for. Um, I think a lot of people was upset that, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people. Some people were upset.
Pause real quick. She
Yes,
was playing with the Russian Premier League during the WNBA offseason because, as we know, the WNBA players don't get paid nowhere near.
with the NBA.
Correct. So she had to get her a side job.
And you know what? Speaking of that, I do think it is kind of messed up.
Kinda.
But yeah, I say kind of messed up. But you got to think about this. The NBA brings in way more money than the WNBA. So justifying that pay, the numbers, they say the numbers don't lie. So you can't give out more than you bringing in as a company or industry. The WNBA is a company. They can't. The WNBA is not the NBA. They two separate companies.
And then the problem to me was she was there to play
Hold
for
up, so you
y'all.
ain't gonna acknowledge that?
I mean, I understand that they
So, like,
companies
people, I'm saying people get upset that, and it is unfair practices with women and men getting paid.
all the time.
But here's the thing: the NBA and the WNBA is two different companies, and the NBA brings in billions. The WNBA don't bring in no billion. So if it was up to me, I would say, yeah, women that play in the WNBA should get paid just as much as the NBA, but they got to bring in that paper
Let's see what her salary was.
in the WNBA.
It was, dang. She had a 3-year deal in 2020 worth $664,000.
So she played over in Russia just to make extra money while the
Correct.
season
So
was
she was
over.
making $200,000 every season.
I mean, that's a pretty decent salary.
It is decent when, but your
Well,
counterparts that are male are making millions. The people on the bench make 200,000.
they probably make a little bit more than that.
Yeah, exactly. But I just really think that it's messed up that people think that she didn't deserve to be swapped out. People calling her uh like not like another word. I can't think of the word right now, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But
Mm,
like she was addicted to drugs when she was prescribed medical cannabis.
yeah, yeah.
A
That's
pothead. That's what somebody said. I said, wait a minute now. She absolutely was not.
well, a lot of. I ain't gonna say. I keep saying a lot. I have to get better at saying a lot, and you all on social media have to get better at saying a lot of people too. Because when you hear something from one person, that don't mean it's a lot. But I've seen folks post that they posted their opinion of her kneeling during the national anthem. That still does not justify her having to stay over there.
It doesn't because the national anthem, a lot of black people feel like it don't apply to them.
Absolutely. And
So
and folks getting mad that people are exercising their right to peacefully protest. You people say they want people to peacefully protest, and when
they
somebody
don't.
kneels, you get upset because they're protesting by kneeling. And I just get so tired of it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
And it's not fair.
It's not.
I'm glad she's at home because she deserved to be at home. If it was Peyton Manning, is that that's a football player?
Yeah,
No,
Peyton Manning played football.
he older. That ain't the right person.
Who you talking about? Brett Favre?
Whoever.
So Brett Favre, I brought his name up specifically because Brett Favre was a star Hall of Fame quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Mm.
Brett Favre, I don't know if you all heard that story about Brett Favre, but I want to say maybe earlier this year, he was part of some scheme with with the government,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically was stealing money
Mm.
from the like the welfare budget or
Ah,
whatever.
yep, they
and,
sure were.
and so he was getting paid money illegally and used the money to build I want to say a soccer or volleyball arena for his daughter's school with that money. So he basically donated the money that he received illegally from the state that came from the welfare fund and paid for a new
And what did he
volleyball.
get for that?
Nothing. I
Oh,
think they only talked about it in the news
they talked about it. He
for
ain't getting
like
no prison time
30 minutes,
for
and then
stealing
like
money.
you don't hear nothing else about it.
Okay. But she was over there with a prescription and she got put in jail. And people were just kept saying she didn't deserve to come back, and she absolutely did. And I just mean that if it was any other player,
Any other type of player,
any other type of player, she's a woman, uh part of the LGBTQ
community,
community. It's
hmm
two more acronyms. I can't remember them right now.
LGBTQ plus, I
It's
think.
two more after that.
Yeah,
Um, and just people feel like, oh, we should have traded somebody else for her. It's the principle. We gonna let them keep somebody else or whatever. It's just not fair. And I hate that people think like that. And it just really continues to show how our country thinks. And a lot
yeah,
of people still think, and they think that that's right, and they think that it's not racist. And people always get upset. We're not playing the race card. You absolutely are, because it could have been a black NBA player. They still would have tried to get them back. I think male.
yeah,
She so to me it was her being a female, her being a black female, and them feeling like, oh well, she broke the law. Y'all get a prescription for everything. Anybody does.
yeah. That's true.
So you wouldn't think that you overseas and somebody gonna detain you. She didn't do that on purpose. That was the problem. It was unfair and unjust. 9 years, 10 months. 2 days was too long. However many days. I'm just saying if she served her full 9 years, she was there for 10 months, but it was 10 months too long.
You rocking my microphone with your arm on the table and stuff.
My bad.
You know this table ain't stable. There's a bar right there. This
Please.
table ain't stable. Nah, but you know what though, man? I really would hope that people would be a little bit more I guess I don't know the word I'm looking for, but people would be more is it
Compassionate.
compassionate when they expressing themselves on social media. But you know, social media has really opened up a can for people to kind of say stuff that they wouldn't normally say, like,
Mm-hmm.
out loud. And social media has gave people the platform to kind of hide behind the keyboard, because you could create any type of profile and be who you want to be on social media and be hidden, especially if your picture and stuff ain't on there. It's just your words and your opinion is being put out there,
Exactly.
and it sucks.
And I'm not the type of person that cares what other people say or think. Like if I comment on a post, it's just because I'm trying to get you to see my opinion.
Hmm.
I don't get that upset. Like, so if I see something that makes me upset, I just don't read it no more.
Yes.
I just say, oh, okay.
Some people do be too emotionally tied to social media. And like, I think me and you was having this conversation in the car the other day. While
And I don't get mad at the person either. I do respect people's opinions.
we were talking about how social media has kind of evolved from what it started off. Like, so this is what I remember. Man, I'm 41. So I came out of high school in 2000. So I was part of the generation who didn't have technology the way it is now,
Mm-hmm.
but was young enough to start learning the new technology. So I would say our generation, you're part of it too, is a part of like the bridge. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
we were the
saying? So
bridge
we saw like both sides, but like, I mean, these kids now, all they know is social media.
and nothing else.
All they know is instant uh
Gratification.
instant gratification, but instant like answers. They don't have to work to find like
Mm-mm.
information. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
had to read a book.
yeah, because now you can just say, "Hey Siri," or you could just look on Google. Matter of fact, you don't even have to think no more. Like, you could type in a math problem on Google and it'll give you the answer.
Yep.
So people don't even know how to use calculators no more because
They definitely
they
don't.
just go to Google. And like, some kids don't even know how to tell time on like a regular clock.
They don't.
It's
I
they
know.
they just gotta they used to looking on their phone. So it's almost like, man, did technology like hurt us more than it helped us? I know we've came a long way. We're able to do a whole lot of things because of technology, but man, I remember going to the library, having to look up the Dewey Decimal System, look up encyclopedias,
Mm-hmm.
really search where books were, like really having to do research um to do a paper. Now you just Google everything that you need.
Now, but I do think that everything needs to update with the time. So if everything's faster, people shouldn't think that, like, as far as testing purposes, that you're still going to learn in the same way.
Oh, see, now you're getting into education. That's gonna be another
And that's
that's
all I'm
gonna
going to
be
say
an
about that.
no, I'm just saying that's gonna be another show. I told you all last week, we are going to start having guests in different career fields.
Our guests were
Um,
kind of busy today.
I guess we're busy today. So you all will start to see sponsorships. You'll start to see um, guests. You'll start to see all those different things. But I know you guys enjoy watching us. That was a text. That was a text from my mom. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I we just got to be better, especially on. We got to be better people. People are just mean.
other thing, you need to stop expecting people to be like you. They're not. They're mean. So some people's expectations for others and what they do is up here. Mine is down here. I do not expect a lot from people. I don't expect people to do a lot, and that's all.
So when you have that attitude, you kind of set yourself up for less disappointment. Because when
Correct.
you got high expectations of people and then they let you down, it's like, dang,
Yep, because people are only going to do what they feel they need to do for themselves. It is some people that love to do things for others, some, not all. And once you realize that people are not as helpful and as thoughtful as you, your expectations will change. And you cannot do things for other people thinking that you're going to get the same in return. You do things out the kindness of your heart
yeah.
and you move on from that.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with a good friend of mine, man. You can't do things expecting something in return.
Nope.
Like you either gonna do it because you're gonna do it or you not. And if you do it expecting something in return, you're gonna hurt yourself every time.
Yep.
And on that note, I like to shout out my friends, my family for making me feel very special on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, babe. I just turned 41. I didn't even do nothing like spectacular or special. It was just feeling appreciated. Um, on my birthday, 40 years old. Uh, I feel even better. I feel 21 all over again, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody that showed love on social media, text me, all that stuff. So yeah, appreciate you too, babe. You always
Thanks.
make me feel special.
Cup of the day is the Starbucks November 3rd holiday release, the Gold Study Cup. This was a hard one to find. I got it.
She got that thing.
I don't really have problems finding the Starbucks release. I mean, a little bit in my neighborhood, but normally the neighborhood got the cups. It's the other places that don't.
She like, we need a Starbucks sponsorship as many cups and cups of coffee we buy and cups period. So Starbucks, hey, we need some paper. Give us some paper. But with that being said, you all, this wraps up episode 2. Be on the lookout for episode 3. We're going to be posting weekly. Check us out
weekly.
Make sure you all like, subscribe on YouTube. Be on the lookout for all of our podcasts, but not only our podcasts, be on the lookout for our vlogs that we have on our YouTube channel, our product reviews, all of those good things. And with that being said,
and we on Instagram too.
We definitely are on Instagram,
and
baby.
TikTok.
There you go, baby. Baby, shout out all of the social medias.
Mama. That was the social medias right
there. Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and we're on YouTube. Mm-hmm. With that being said, man, we out this thing. We gonna holler at y'all. Peace.